Hi everybody, Brian from Birbal Traders here. This is of course the weekend video. It is another weekend, Saturday, April the 13th, and we'll go over what happened last week in the market. It was kind of interesting. CPI and PPI data. One was good for the bulls, one not so good. And yeah, we had kickoff to the earnings season. So let's get down and talk about what happened last week and what we got coming in the week ahead. Okay, so let's start out and do a quick review of what happened last week. Wednesday, everybody was anticipating this CPI data, and it came out hotter than people had expected, showing that inflation fight is definitely not over. So we had a bit of a sell-off on Wednesday. PPI data got us back on track. It came in a little weaker than expected on Thursday, so that caused the market to rally back. And then Friday, we kicked off earnings season with some of the big financials, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Citi. And pretty good numbers, but the guidance was not great. So the selling just resumed, and we had ending up on a very down day Friday. And you can see where the indexes all ended up there. IWM, of course, taking the biggest hit yet again. And you can see here every sector was red for the week. Technology and consumer discretionary seemed to lose the least, but financial and material sector, the biggest losers on the week, and there were a lot of big losers on the week. Because of the inflation data, 2-year Treasury was up. I think it was over 5% at one point, finished at just under 4.9. On Friday, the 10-year was up over 5.2. from 5.4 a week ago, so that was up, not surprising. The dollar followed the yields up a big 1.8% today, or this week, actually. That was a big jump with the dollar. And Bitcoin really took a hit on Friday with a lot of the risk assets selling off 68.100 last week, and just trading under 66,000 last time I checked, but that could change anytime because Bitcoin trades 24/7. So that was pretty much the week in review. Okay, so before we go on here, I always like to do a quick plug for my books that are available on Amazon. You can see them there, Profiting as an Active Trader, How to Swing Trade, my oldest book, and my latest book, How to Trade Options. And you'll notice I do talk a lot about options trades in the room here or on the video as well. So if you want to check those books out, they are available for sale. So let's get down and look at some charts here. All right, so let's go through some charts. Some of the indexes you can see here, the 2-year really starting to creep back up to levels we hadn't seen since late last year. A lot of hope for some rate cuts. I think we were at 6 at one point around this area. But and then we went to 3, and now we're questionable whether we're going to get 1 or 2 here. So you can see yields are creeping up in basically response to that sort of shift in thinking. And the 10-year pretty much looks the same here. We're big hopes for rate cuts, and then sort of fading, as you can see there. This 4.5 level, we're kind of broken out from this 4.4 level, which was an area I thought was pretty important resistance, and we seem to be still building momentum to the upside here. So we could continue to see a rise in these yields unless we get some data that indicates maybe inflation is starting to cool off more than it has been so far. Anyway, the transports, again, kind of rolling over here on the week. Transport's always a good measure of economic activity. And you can see here we've been trading range bound, and we're kind of in the bottom of this range right now. This was resistance, and it became support here numerous times. So we'll see if we hold on the transports here. We do have CSX, one of the rails, reporting next week. The Dow really starting to break this uptrend that we've been in. It kind of broke down a little bit here just the week before, and now we're really breaking down over the last couple days here. And you can see here too, pretty significant losses week over week here, and coming into an area where there should be some support right around here. But again, we're pretty close to that right now, and momentum definitely waning to the downside here. See what the Qs really haven't made any progress here since, sort of the end of February. We've kind of topped out and we've been trading pretty much range bound. We'll see if we can hold inside this range here. A lot of it's going to depend on some of the earnings we see, but you can see here momentum, really no momentum, maybe a little bit shifting to the downside here. So we are at some area that could be, if we break that next week, there will be maybe some more downside for the Qs. On the week, we still sort in an uptrend, but definitely kind of double top here, maybe a little bit of rolling over. And I'm not thinking of seeing a big drop with the Qs. There's just too much interest still in technology and promise of AI. SPY, again, looking a little bit, looking pretty toppy here. 1, 2, 3 tops. Couldn't find buyers to push us higher. And now we're rolling over here. So we'll see if we can hold this level. We're kind of at a critical area of support and going into an earnings season. And you can see here we really have broken a uptrend on the SPY. IWM, again, breaking down now. Really tried to break out, couldn't do it. It's been very choppy. IWM obviously very sensitive to rate, and they're the ones that usually are borrowing. And when rates go up, borrowing becomes more expensive. So you can see here, week over week, we've had 2 really bad weeks that have taken us back down below 200 on the IWM. Again, watch for some support right around this area. And big spike up on Friday here on the VIX. This is the fear index. We do seem to be getting a little fearful here. Options prices are starting to move up. And we're back over 17 on the VIX. And you can see here what's happened when the yields go up. Usually the dollar gets strong, and this is exactly what we're seeing. People are moving, wanting U.S. dollars, and they're bidding the price up on it compared to the other currencies when the yields go up. So there you go, U.S. dollar breaking out again. You can see here broke out from this high back in October 2022 here. Very strong. Bitcoin looks a little bit tenuous here. We're trading into an ascending triangle, and we've kind of broken into that downtrend. Can see here, looks like again kind of double toppy here. We'll see if they can hold it up. Again, I feel like this market's a little bit manipulated. They can come in on at 3 o'clock on them and push the price up on low volume, but we'll see how that goes. But again, we're looking a little bit toppy here right now on Bitcoin, and that's your indexes. All right, so let's look at some of the current positions I'm in right now, and I've scaled back some of my positions that I had from a week or so ago and a couple of weeks ago. Apple I'm in now because, now they're starting to talk about AI. They're finally getting the AI bug, and again, so I jumped into some Apple. We'll see if it can break up through this 180, maybe get through the 200-day moving average, but momentum looking pretty good right now on Apple. We did sort of stall out on Friday. Had not a bad day given the way the rest of the market traded. So looking for a little more of a bid here. Again, they're starting to talk about AI and their new chips, stuff like that. So I think they should continue to catch a little AI buzz. Amazon, I'm still in. It's breaking out nicely here. It's still in an uptrend. Didn't have a bad day given the way the market traded. Boeing is, I'm still short these 260s. Last week I shorted the 190s, and I got lucky because the day after there were more whistleblowers and the stocks just continued to sink from here. So again, haven't rolled these down, which was one of the things I was thinking about. But now I'm short the 190s as well, and it's still looking like a disaster. They'll expire next week. GDX, I've had this nice run up. I took a lot of it off today and a little bit yesterday. So not exactly GDX, but a more Canadian version, but it looks the same chart. Google, I'm still long Google. Again, sort of paired my position a bit. Meta, I'm still long Meta, paired my position a bit just based on some of the price action we've had. And MIDU I bailed on. Got in back here, had a really nice run up, bailed on some, and then I got out of the rest yesterday and the day before because it just looked like we had run too much, and I didn't like the direction of yields. Again, mid caps also very sensitive to yields, just like the small caps. NVIDIA, I'm still holding a small position in. I still think it has some long-term potential, so I'm just holding on to it. And those are pretty much most of my current positions, at least in my swing trading account. So as far as potentials for next week, it's going to be a very short list because I'm actually going to be taking a week vacation. I'm going down to Mexico for a week. So I'll be watching my positions on occasion, but I will not be actively trading. So still watching Boeing. I'm still looking for more opportunities to sell upside calls. The bad news just keeps coming, and just keep looking for opportunities to sell options there. It's going to bottom at some point. I just don't know when. Dell, I'm kind of watching here. I'm thinking it's looking like it's maybe going to hold this moving average line. Again, it's going to depend on what the market is going to do, but I'm going to keep an eye on that for next week. Looking for a bit of a bounce, or maybe 130. If the 130 premiums are pretty good on the calls, I might sell some of those. And lastly, I'm still keeping an eye on Ether. At some point, Ethereum is going to start to catch a bid going into these Bitcoins. I'm just waiting for the moment we start hearing some of that on the news. And that's about it. That's all I'm going to watch for next week. Again, going to be out and about, playing some golf, and trying to take it easy for a week or so before getting back into it. So let's wrap things up here. The week of April 15th. Here's your levels right now with support and resistance. Economic events that are coming up this week. We do have a lot of data coming out. You can see it all there. Beige Book coming out at 2 on Wednesday afternoon, as well as Powell will be speaking at 1:15 on Tuesday as well. So maybe watch for some volatility there. As far as earnings go, as I said, we're already into earnings season now. We've got Goldman Sachs, Schwab coming out Monday morning, and we've got a raft of other earnings coming out throughout the rest of the week there. So people will be watching numbers, but more importantly, they'll be watching the guidance that CEOs and CFOs are giving for their businesses going forward. So that's it, everybody. Have a great rest of the weekend. As I mentioned, I believe already, I am going to be in Mexico this week. I will not be trading with Bearable Trader in the room, but I might pop in, and I definitely will be keeping an eye on my positions while I'm away. So enjoy your week, and hopefully we will see you in the Bearable Trading Room at 8:30. We'll still be doing the pre-market show and trading the market open with some of our moderators. So take care and have a good weekend, everyone. Bye for now.